Greetings, it's Brent Harris Johnstone. Just once again sharing my thoughts and feelings on some things that I feel are very important as I've been doing. So today what I really want to talk to, I really want to key in on a group of kids, 6th to say 10th grade, in a city school, a lot of poverty in the neighborhood. When they go to these schools, it's very wild. And a lot of times they go to these schools, it's very wild because several factors. Parent support not there. Kids do not value education because the families and community don't value education. And you also have a lot of young people there who are not from that culture, who are trying to adapt to the culture and also teach our kids. And at some point, they don't know what to do. Sometimes they're scared. Sometimes they know exactly what to do. But it's a perfect storm for horrible learning environments right now in inner city schools. But I want to specifically talk to a group of people right now. And these are the kids. And people might say it's unfair that you talk to the kids because at the end of the day, they're the youngest people in the equation. But the reason why I'm going to talk to the kid, because they may be the youngest people in the equation, but the factors that lead up to them not learning will impact them more than anyone else. You understand what I'm saying? The adults who are fumbling the situation or may not understand how to deal with the situation, at the end of the day, it's not going to affect them as much as going to affect these kids. So the kids that I'm talking to, please, my educators, please share this video with the young males, young females, you know that fits this. This is the kid. The kid comes to school every day. No books. No learning materials. They're literally coming for a social event, to have fun, to bust on people, to cause disruption in the classroom. They're really coming because it's guaranteed 2 meals a day in a warm spot so they could be at for 8 hours a day. So they come to school, they're not prepared to learn, they don't want to learn. They make it so the environment you can't teach in these environments. So I want to say to that kid, listen. I want to look you dead in your eyes and say, listen, what's your plan? Right? What's your plan? Because at some point you're going to have to produce. A lot of you guys come to school, right? You leave houses where you got big screen TV. You're leaving houses with your KDs on. You're leaving houses not going to school to learn. You're leaving people who are not making you learn. But here's the thing. You can wear KDs now when people are buying you KDs. You can wear Jordans and things now when people are buying you those things. You can have your little phone now because people are buying you those things. At some point, you're going to have to produce. You're going to have to produce for yourself. And in order to obtain some of these things that you really like, you're going to need an education. You're going to know how to treat people, because if you don't, you will not be able to get jobs, run businesses and things like that to obtain these things. See, you're going to school now, what they do, and it's awful what they do in these schools. They pass these kids from K to 8. Teachers to get so much hassle for flunking a kid that ultimately they end up just passing a kid, right? Pass a kid from K through 8, no matter what the kid does. The kid either knows consciously or subconsciously, I don't have to do work to pass. I don't have to do work. So what do? They don't do the work. The parents are not coming to get report cards, and they're passing school anyway. Okay, so what they start to think is, I pass school whether I do work or I don't. So they don't do work, and they pass them on the 8th grade, right? I mean, they pass them from 8th grade on to 9th grade, and bam, there comes the setup. 9th grade, you have to earn credits. They don't care. You're not getting out of high school if you don't earn your credits. And in a lot of schools and states now, it's coming these standardized tests that you're going to have to pass to get out of high school. These kids go to school for 2-3 years and never truly make it out to 9th grade because they don't get the credits. They've been there long. They're starting to go to school with their little brothers and their little friends from the block. And you know what they end up doing after a while? They end up dropping out technically in 9th or 10th grade because they've never had to earn their education. And then they're getting close to that point in life where they're going to have to earn those things that they want. Earn getting a house, earn putting clothes on your back, earn getting a job. People don't just give you jobs. You have to go out there and earn it. So young people, how do you stop this? How do you get to being that positive person I'm trying to talk about, creating these learning environments that are conducive to learning? Conducive mean learning environments where you can learn. You're able to learn. It's easier to learn. Guys, you have to take control. You have to go in the classroom, starting whenever you watch this video the next day, and say, listen, we need to learn. Because if you don't get education, if you don't know how to read and write, I was in a classroom recently, 6th, 7th, 8th graders. I asked 27 plus 6, and it went crickets. No one knew 27 plus 6 and 6 to 7th and 8th grade. That's not just one classroom. That's all over the country in a lot of school districts and in a lot of schools. Guys, our kids are being passed on, but they're failing. You young people, you know that. Listen, save yourself. Don't add your name to the list of the people who stop loving you. Your life is so important that you should grab a hold of it and take control. Now, I'm going to try to close it out like this. If you're trying to get somewhere, right? If you're trying to get somewhere, and you just go out the house and you just walk somewhere, right? You don't know where you're going to end up, right? You're going to walk, you may find somewhere, you jump in your car, you just start driving, you don't know where you're going to end up. But if you leave your house, right, you got your GPS and say, I'm going to Atlanta, right? You jump in your car, your destination is Atlanta, you go, you drive there, you follow a course, you get there. You know why? You have direction. And young people, you need direction. And how you grab direction, one, is loving yourself and wanting better for yourself. And two, when you do that, it's no way around this, y'all. You have to get an education. You have to. I'm begging, I'm pleading with you. This rap stuff, this some of the homies, the old head that's leading you astray, they don't mean well by you, right? You're going to end up right next to them on a corner doing nothing, or worse, getting killed or sent to jail, or worse, just being that bum dude who can't take care of himself, who living with some girl who got Section 8 and you taking care of her kids and can't take care of yours. So that's what I'm really talking about. And guys, this is how this ends up. I tell kids all the time, I know how this story ends. When you don't get education, when you don't know how to treat people, when you don't value yourself, you love yourself, 1 + 1 = 2. You don't live long. You don't live a positive life, and you're worth more than ending up on some corner with rattled with bullets. You're worth more than that. We survived slavery. A lot of people who are in these inner city, we survived slavery. We got through that. We can't get through these books. You know what I'm saying? All races or all ethnic groups, whoever you are that's poor, you came through a lot. You could get through these books. You could go in class and sit your ass down and be quiet and listen to what the teacher is trying to teach. This is important, guys. Nothing beats education. You have to educate yourself at anything that you do. And coming to school, putting your head down, not doing work, coming to school, making it a ruckus where no one can learn is not going to end up well. Not only are you going to learn, the people who live in your community and your environment, they're not going to learn. When the environment and community have a bunch of people who are uneducated, who don't love themselves, people die in those communities. People don't make it out of those communities. I'm telling you, it ain't about having no KDs. It ain't about having no big screen TV, living in a community where your kid or yourself could be killed at any moment. It's about getting education and doing better for yourself. I beg y'all, sit in school, listen to these teachers, try your best. You are worth living. You are worth loving. You are worth being educated and striving and doing the best that you can do. Love yourself. Love yourself so much that you won't allow yourself to fail. Guys, education. Stop giving up on yourself at 12 or 13, because the reality is you're going to be older, God willing, longer than you're going to be younger. But a decision at 12, 13, 14 could decide the rest of your life. Wake up, people. Go to school. Try to get your education. Parents, that this slipping, it's not making this mandatory that your kid go to school and do good while they're in school. Do it. Let's wake up. Let's save our community. And the only way we're going to do it, honestly, is through education. Love y'all.